stand out.
From heartwarming tales to hilarious adventures.
They could ask me, Catherine, why are you learning?
We're turning the spotlight on women who are breaking barriers in their individual fields.
You have to have a vision.
You are the leaders of Kenya today.
Keeping it honest and relatable.
Mental health is real.
Yes.
Where there is no communication, there is no relationship.
Join the sisterhood every Sunday at 4 p.m. on KBC TV for Dada's Show.
Live from the broadcasting house here in the county of Nairobi, you're just in time for KBC Lunchtime News. My name is Njue. Lensa Odingo is my colleague handling the sign language interpretation. Welcome to a loaded bulletin here. We also be looking at what is happening in Paris, France. Remember, Olympics equal KBC. For comment suggestions or even where you are watching us from, kindly check out our social media spaces. We are live. And talking about the Olympic in Paris, France, we have a whole crew there making sure that we keep you updated with the latest from Paris, France. My colleague Okumu is currently on standby to give us a feel of what exactly is happening, and especially in the light of Zeddy Cho Interview, who has become the first Kenyan lady to qualify for judo in the Olympics. I can see you, Okumu. How is Fonse?
Thank you so much, Ben. Troy Njue from the broadcasting house. And indeed, we are live in Paris at the Auguste de Lune Arena, where Zeddy Cho Interview has been preparing ahead of her big battle tomorrow, where she'll be getting down to business when she features in the under-78 battle. That's in the judoka. And of course, she'll be facing Sampaio Patricia. That's the Portuguese opponent. But Zeddy, you'll be like to you tell us how your preparations has been and how you are motivated ahead of tomorrow. How has been the preparation so far, being your last day of the training?
My preparation has been good. I'm happy. I'm happy because my preparation has been good. I'm really happy because I'm ready for tomorrow's competition. My coaches have really assisted me so much. They have really pushed me. They have really encouraged me, and I'm ready for tomorrow's competition. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, it's been a long journey for you getting the qualification through a phone call after a series of competition that you did.
We do apologize for that technical hitch. Okumu there hosting Zeddy Cho Interview, who has become the first woman to ever participate in the Olympics in the sport of judo. Of course, we will be getting Okumu a little bit later when we have that clear feed. But let's now look at our top story. I'm informed that the live feed is now clear. Let's hear what Cho Interview has to say in regards to her preparations.
I've seen her techniques, I've seen her movement, I've seen her what she likes most, and the coaches have really worked for me, and they are really happy. I can do better than ever. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, we know that the spirit of the Olympics is all about participation, but for you it's history, right? Do you feel the weight on your shoulders?
Definitely. I had pressure, but right now I'm okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What are some of the words of the encouragement from the coach that maybe you'll be carrying through to tomorrow's fight?
They encourage me to focus They encouraged me not to fear anybody. For two days ago, there was a champion from Japan. She was beaten from a non-judoka. So they are really happy and they are really excited, and I can do it. Yeah.
And maybe what do you think are some of the qualities that have gotten you here? Zile mambo mazuri ambayo labda imekuwezesha kufikia hapa.
The first thing is discipline. A sport woman or a sport man, you have to be disciplined. You have to work hard and focus in each and every activity that you are doing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And maybe going to tomorrow, maybe the young ones are looking up to you. You know, they want to continue what you've begun. Is it easy? Is it so tough?
Right now, I've encouraged the young generation. I've received so many calls. Then everybody is just like, when is the recruitment for the new judokas? And what I can tell them right now is just welcome. The judo is just a happy sport. It's the best sport ever. And though the training itself is hard, but everything ni kujitokeza. Yeah.
Kila kitu ni kujitokeza, sio? Na labda utawaambia nini wale ambao wanaona kwamba pia wataweza?
Mwanaspoti yeyote anajua kuwa any sport is not that easy, but when you love something, you just go for it. You work hard, be disciplined, and definitely you can win. Yeah.
Labda na mwili yako imerespond kwa mazoezi ama kuna lolote ambalo you still yet to work on?
No, mwili yangu iko tayari, mimi mwenyewe niko tayari. I'll face my opponents tomorrow very well. Yeah.
Nini ambacho utakuwa unategemea kesho?
Kesho niko na nguvu sana. Na najua niko ready na nimejiandaa. Niko na at least speed kidogo. That is what I've been working for it. Nimekuwa nikingangana sana upande wa speed. Hata coach mwenyewe amenisaidia. And I can say I'm 80% ready for it. Yeah.
Naam, ni Zeddy Cho Interview. Labda nitazungumza na I'll speak to the coach David Busolo, who has been behind Zeddy's preparations all that time. Mr. David Busolo, welcome to KBC Channel 1, and we're just here talking about how Zeddy has been preparing for this particular championship. You declare her ready for the game tomorrow against Sampaio?
Very much ready for this championship, and what we want to encourage Kenyans is just to come out and support her because we have really prepared well for this championship. Zeddy's speed has improved, and she's been very much focused on the championship, and we know that we are going for a win. Personally, I have seen where Zeddy has come from, and according to what we have been doing in terms of improving her techniques, definitely we want to tell our guys back home that be ready to see the surprise that we are going to give Kenyans.
Mm-hmm. I mean, and I'll not ask about her chances, but I'll ask about the chances of her opponent. Does the opponent stand a chance against Zeddy?
I'm telling you, she'll be in shock. That is all I can say. Her opponent should be ready for the shock. Yeah, judo is about the mistake your opponent makes, and we know, we have studied her game, how she plays, and we expect to do. We expect to perform very well against her.
Yes, indeed. Thank you so much, David Busolo, the coach for Zeddy Cho Interview. Zeddy Cho Interview will be battling Sampaio Patricia from Portugal. That's in the under-78 judo. Remember that she's the first one since 1988, any Kenyan to qualify for the Olympic Games. Thank you so much, Ben Troy. Back to you at the Broadcasting House. We'll keep you updated from Paris, the ongoing Olympic Games.
Thank you so much. That has been my colleague Bernard Okumu live from Paris, France. And there, Zeddy Cho Interview exuding confidence and in high spirits as she waits for her first match tomorrow. The judokan says that she will indeed fly the Kenyan flag high and proudly. Of course, make sure to be right here, KBC Channel 1, your true sports partner for all the highlights, not only that, for that crucial match. Now to our top story, where President William Ruto has defended the broad-based government, saying it will ensure that no one has an excuse to impede the country's progress. Ruto also commended the Gen Zs for their leaderless and fearless but urged them not to be reckless and violent in the wake of their planned protest next month. Here is our reporter Abdi Aziz Hashim with those details.
The only unfairness in it is that many people believe I've been traveling as a tourist. But the profile we enjoy today in Kenya is as a result of deliberate, intentional, positive profiling of our country. Because in any case, I am the chief marketer of our great country.
A day after the appointing authority nominated the last two cabinet nominees, President William Ruto has once again defended the broad-based government that has included opposition leaders.
Establishing a broad-based government is just that, so that nobody has an excuse, nobody has a reason to impede the progress of our nation, and we can harness all our capabilities, all our ideas, efforts, and energy in driving the country in a positive trajectory so that we can take Kenya where we all want it to be.
Speaking at the Lindsay Sukuk bell-ringing ceremony as it joins the Nairobi Security Exchange, Ruto reiterated that the broad-based government intends to achieve in the wake of calls for accountability on the expenditure of public resources.
That we are looking at changing the law so that it is possible to ensure that within 6 months, those charged with corruption must be brought to book and sent to jail if they are found guilty.
He further addressed the Gen Zs on their planned protest on the 8th of August.
It is good to be fearless. It is good to be leaderless. But it is not good to be reckless and violent. We just have to be the country that we are all proud of. A proud, democratic country governed by the rule of law. It is the minimum we can do for ourselves.
Ruto also assured business operators in the country of a stable environment, regretting that the protest cost the country 6 billion shillings in the last 1 month.
And I want to assure investors, both here, and I want to assure Kenyans that as a mandate, I will make sure, I will go out of my way to make sure that we are a stable country.
He urged leaders from across the political divide to foster political tolerance in the country.
I think it would be a very good experience, different from what's going on now. I think that platform is being used more. Usalimiana. I mean,
Abdi Aziz Hashim for Lunchtime News.
All right, may I request that we all exit stage and leave His Excellency and the rest of...
And in politics, the United Democratic Alliance Party, UDA, nominated member of Meru County Assembly, who is also the Deputy Majority Party leader, Zipora Kya, has withdrawn the notice of motion for the dismissal of Governor Kawira Mwangaza to give room for the resolution of accusations leveled against her by the Njue Council of Elders. The development comes even as reports indicate that the Njue has declined an earlier court request to handle the ouster motion, citing that they lack jurisdiction as they only handle civil matters and not constitutional matters.
Sisi kama wazee hatuna capacity ya kuhandle case impeachment. Mambo ile tuna handle ni mambo ambayo ni civil ya kupatanisha watu. Kama vile tuliomba na president kuwapatanisha governor na MCs. Na hiyo tulimaliza kitambo na ripoti iko tayari kuenda kwa rais. Hiyo tunaomba koti yetu ambaye tuko na heshima naye iendelee na kazi yake impeachment. Njue tumetoka kwa hiyo.
And from Meru to Samburu, to West Pokot, I beg your pardon, where former Governor John Lonyangapuo has appealed to the government to change strategy in handling the emerging banditry issues in the North Rift region, despite the deployment of security personnel. Lonyangapuo raised concerns over the recent killings along the border of West Pokot and Turkana counties. He noted that the menace has affected the implementation of development projects in the region. He reiterated that the government should conduct peaceful disarmament in the region and engage warring communities through dialogue.
Na mauaji yalifanyika sana. Nimeambiwa kuna hata wamama walikuwa wanatengeneza gold yao, hii mambo ya alluvial gold napatikananga border ya West Pokot na Turkana, waliuawa kinyama. Nataka niombe serikali ya Kenya vizuri sana saa hii ya kwamba hii silaha ambayo raia wanatumia ni bunduki haramu ama bunduki halali, haitakani kuwa kwa mikono ya wakaaji ya Kenya.
Now, the World Day Against Human Trafficking celebrations are ongoing at the AIC Namanga Primary School in Namanga, Kajiado County. The theme for the 2024 year is Leave No Child Behind, the fight against human trafficking. This year's global campaign for the World Day Against Trafficking is Persons Urges Accelerated Action to End Child Trafficking. Principal Secretary in the State Department for Social Protection and Senior Citizen Affairs, Joseph Motari, is a chief guest currently speaking.
Back to us again. I want to encourage you that please let us sing and let us preach the song. Let us preach the scripture until we get it right. Ninasema ya kwamba wakati ule wa Vasco da Gama wale tulisoma historia, kulikuwa na ile inaitwa slave trade. Hii speech hapa kwa ujumla nilipoiangalia inasema ya kwamba slave trade imeanza kurudi tena. Our people
we do apologize.
Further, we have known that, we have realized that they go outside there, wanaenda kufanya nini? Wanaenda kutolewa zile organs. So that is killing of our people. Mtoto anachukuliwa hapa, mzazi hachungi mtoto vizuri, anachukuliwa hapa, anaenda kule ameenda, alafu kumbe huyo mtoto anaenda kutolewa kidney, mtoto ameenda kutolewa roho, mtoto ameenda kuhatarishwa kwa maisha ambayo ni mbaya. Kwa hivyo kitu ningewasihi, and what I want to request the Kenyans, is that please the parents, the guardians, the caregivers of our children, let us be very, very serious and let us be committed to be bringing up our people, our children rather. Let us take our children seriously because you are once a child as well. As you build the house, you concentrate in the foundation. These children are the foundations of the old people to be, our leaders to be. I really want to ask you that please, let us make sure, as we mark this very, very important day, that we take care of our children. When they have rightly said, watoto mnatakiwa kuwa wapi? Wanatakiwa kuwa wapi? Yes, they have said. They are supposed to be in school. Children should be in school and the teachers should take care of the children. But these very children go also home. Who is the responsibility of this child? It is the parent or the caregiver or the guardian. So I really want to encourage those of us who have been bestowed with the responsibility if we'll never do it again. Let us be committed.
Apologies for that technical hitch, but those are the World Day Against Trafficking celebrations currently ongoing in Namanga, and of course the clarion call to protect all children. More in our subsequent bulletin. But elsewhere, the Kenya Broadcasting Corporation will partner with Echo Network Africa and Uraia Trust to produce and air audiovisual podcasts for elected leaders, including members of county assemblies. The podcast will also help demystify women political leadership and encourage more women to vie for elective positions in the next general elections. Speaking during the launch in Nairobi, Echo Network Executive Director Dr. Jennifer Riria said the move will help encourage women participation in active politics and move towards achieving the 2/3 gender rule in Kenya. Kenya Broadcasting Corporation Chairman Tom Mshindi and Acting Managing Director Paul Sharia were present in the signing of the partnership.
What we want to do is to enhance women's participation. That can't be done alone. We need to do it with partners. We need to do it with Uraia and other Uraias, with UN Women and other UN Women's, with KBC.
This partnership that hopefully is going to play a small part in the journey that has been on from the times of Meketilili, and we will leave it going on, but we want to make sure that at least we do make a contribution to building the profile of women leaders in this country.
I will go out of my way to get funds to support women-led and women-focused organization, because I believe in it, not because work demands. It's something that I believe in. The more women we have, the better for this country.
As we deal with issues of gender inequalities, we want to tell the country, look, gender inequality or gender inclusion is really not about just having more women. It's about having men and women working together and balancing that face of power.
To food security now, 8 schools from arid and semi-arid regions are set to benefit from a 90 million shilling farming program spearheaded by the Department of Irrigation to curb hunger in schools. The initiative, which is designed to use solar energy, will enable the construction of wells, installation of water storage tanks, and ensure proper sanitation in schools. Out of 92 schools that have benefited from the program since 2017, 71 schools have started kitchen gardens using greenhouses. This comes as leaders emphasize the need for smart farming in addressing climate change effects such as drought.
Did not have access to water. And with this, we identified the first priority, 2,000 schools that are going to benefit from this program. And so far, as we speak, we've done 92 schools with the same component. It's very successful. Indeed, there are very many places that teachers say that this has really opened their eyes, and they are also using that, and the communities are also using that to learn and do their own agriculture in their own places.
The learners here will get something out of this project that they can use when they leave school, and they can start this as a way of employment in their communities. This land can feed hundreds of Kenyans if supported. We only need water.
In other news, the Prime Cabinet Secretary's wife, Tessie Mudavadi, has attributed high child mortality prevalence rates in northeastern to retrogressive cultures. Speaking at Marsabit Referral Hospital during the handover of incubators, Tessie advised women to seek medical services during pregnancy so as to prevent child mortality.
Leading over the handover of 13 incubators donated by Okoa Malaika program, the Prime Cabinet Secretary's wife, Tessie Mudavadi, lauded the Linda Mama project.
We are not scrapping Linda Mama, it is just moving to shift.
Tessie called upon women in northern Kenya to seek medical health services during pregnancy so as to reduce child mortality.
Statistics based on the 2021 survey conducted by the National Council for Population Development indicate, unfortunately, high maternal and neonatal rates, mortality rates in northeastern Kenya.
As Wajir, Turkana, Marsabit, Mandera, Isiolo and Samburu counties each received one incubator, the hosting county, Marsabit, received 3 incubators. Marsabit governor's wife, Alamitu Jatani, regretted that Marsabit had a high child mortality rate of 29%.
Among the top counties with teen pregnancies, with Marsabit standing at 29%.
Tesi and the women leaders in attendance castigated retrogressive cultures in the region that are contributing to the high mortality rates.
Unfortunately, this skepticism can tragically lead to avoidable loss of life, especially among our young and most vulnerable people. Ni ukeketaji wa wasichana ambao unaleta obstruction, na pia kuwa na watoto ambao wanaingia katika ndoa za mapema ama kuacha ama kuanza njia ya uzazi mapema.
The Okoa Malaika program has donated a total of 16 incubators in Rift Valley, Western and North-Eastern regions. Serafina Robi for Lunchtime News.
Elsewhere, Kenya's population is projected to hit the 70 million mark in the next 5 years. This according to the National Council for Population and Development. And consequently, the council is urging planners and policymakers to factor in issues of urbanization, fertility and age structures so as to incorporate population and planning and service provision.
When a population is growing more faster than the economic growth, there is a tendency of putting more strain on the available resources. And if you look at a very highly populated county, vis-a-vis the resources that are available for the population, they may be affected in terms of quality because maybe a hospital may not be able to take care of the high population in terms of giving them quality services.
Very well, at about 26 minutes past the top of the hour, we are due for our fast break. But when we come back, we still run you through some more stories. We also have business before we crown it all with sports, with the latest from Paris, France. Morocco versus USA in soccer today.
Unajua, token mita yako inahitaji system update. Ni rahisi na ni free. Ukipata ujumbe kutoka Kenya Power, yani SMS, weka kodi ya kwanza kureset, alafu weke kodi ya pili kuupdate ili token mita yako iendelee kufanya kazi kama kawaida. Update token mita yako. Ujumbe huu umeletwa kwako na Kenya Power and Lighting Company.
Kenya ni nchi ya mabingwa. Na
hapa hakuna shortcut.
Kuwa bingwa ni kujitolea, kujituma.
Mabingwa hutambua mabingwa wenzao.
Mabingwa hurauka kabla ya jua kuchomoka. Wengine kuwa mabingwa wa familia. Mabingwa huhakikisha tuna shine kama mabingwa. Wao hutulisha vyema. Ma-influencer wa kutuconnect mtandaoni. Mabingwa, wale ambao hutuongoza.
Sisi wote ni mabingwa.
Kijana hapo mbele, mzee hapo nyuma. Jamaa na jembe. Boda alimleta jamaa na jembe. Msichana wa kibao. Memba wa bodi, msichana wa maziwa.
Sisi wote ni Team Kenya.
Technology has become a crucial part of our society. Without technological advancements, so much of our everyday lives would be drastically different. As technology develops, it strives to fulfill the changing needs of society. This means that technology exists to help us achieve the things that we wouldn't be able to achieve without it. Take on Tech looks at the advantages and downside of technological innovation in a world that is becoming increasingly dependent on new digital technologies. Every Monday at 10:30 p.m.
Welcome back and many thanks for keeping me company. Elsewhere, Minority Whip in the National Assembly, Junet Mohammed, has come out in defense of the Orange Democratic Movement's move to join the Kenya Kwanza government in what has been referred to as broad-based government arrangement. Junet, however, maintains that ODM is in the opposition and will continue to put the government in check. His sentiments were backed by East African Legislative Assembly lawmaker Suleiman Shabal and Samburu Senator Steve Lelegwe, who argued that broad-based government will not only unite the country, but also reflect the face of Kenya. However, Samburu West Member of Parliament Naisula Lesuda accused ODM of attempting to oust retired President Uhuru Kenyatta from the Azimio la Umoja One Kenya coalition. They spoke in Samburu County during the burial ceremony of local leader Esepe Emmanuel.
Watu wetu wengine wameingia kwa serikali, watu wengine na wengine wataingia, lakini sisi ndani ya bunge ambaye mimi ni whip bado tuko ODM, tunasimamia wananchi na tutafanya kazi yetu kwa bunge vile wananchi wanataka. Na lazima serikali ambaye hata kama wale wametoka kwetu wameenda, wasipofanya mambo kwa manufaa ya wananchi, bado tutapinga tu.
Na sisi pia tunashukuru kwa President William Ruto kukubali kuungana na vyama vingine kustabilize nchi. Manake nyumba ikichomeka, na Kenya kweli ilikuwa inachomeka, huwezi kuuliza landlord ni nani na tenant ni nani. Kila mtu anashika nazima moto.
It is unfair as a country. Sisi watu wadogo ama wachache tukiomba hizo nafasi, tunaambiwa tuache tribalism. Lakini wale wengine, those positions have to be filled by human beings. And those human beings must come from a community. So what is wrong if my community says, tukifanya broad base, tafadhali utukumbuke?
Elsewhere, the government, through partners and other stakeholders, is scaling up the national care reform strategy that seeks to transition about 85,000 children in more than 900 charitable institutions to family and community-based care. According to the State Department for Social Protection, Kenya's care reform is part of the growing worldwide movement backed by over 80 years of research. During the inauguration of the scaling up of the National Care Reform Strategy in all regions of Kenya in Embu County, it was revealed that studies show that children living in institutions have biological and extended families that can care for them.
County level, we will ensure care reform in Embu continues to be implemented so that our children can be able to safely return back to their families.
We have a vision, we have a mission, and we have a approach of integrating the children who are in institution to the families and to the communities. And we want to use those strategies so that we get it right.
And in Garissa, children from the county have been challenged to use the Children's Assembly structure to convey their views and deliberate on issues affecting their lives. Speaking during an election exercise for the Kenya Children's Assembly Garissa chapter conducted by Northeastern Province Girls High School, Garissa County Coordinator for Children's Services Benjamin Kenyua said that there are several retrogressive cultural practices such as child marriages and female genital mutilation, FGM, that affect the lives of children in the area. He, however, said the children assemblies will enable children to participate in policy making and legislation.
This community is a pastoralist community, and at the times you find that the family members are moving from one place to another, looking for water, pasture, and during that movement, the children miss out in school. So we expect the children, when they come together to deliberate over these issues, to complain that they want to remain in school, so that actually we can team up with other leaders in the county to see how these children can acquire education.
I'm looking forward to help the students the effects such as trafficking of children, child abuse, drug abuse, FGM, and many others.
As a speaker, I am making sure that my communication is clear. I will give others a chance to speak. I'll take their opinions. I will not take the opinions lightly. I will make sure that every student will be heard and their problems.
Moving on, police in Thika, Kiambu County have seized over 80 mobile phones and other assorted items in a shop at the sprawling Kiganjo village, suspected to have been stolen from the public. According to Thika West Sub-County Police Commander Lawrence Mushangi, they acted on a tip-off from members of the public.
Following the tip-off, police raided a shop at the sprawling Kiganjo village, suspected to have been stocking the stolen items, where they found the phones alongside other items.
Baada ya kufanya search, walipata masimu tofauti. 37 ni aina smartphone, 47 ni button zenye ziko hapa, tumedisplay hapa. Kuna mitungi ya gas, kuna mashine ya welding machine na other items zenye ziko hapa.
Muchangi further revealed that theft of electronic gadgets in the busy town has been on the rise, with criminals now targeting unsuspected phone users.
Kama tulikuwa tunachukua selfie, then nikachukua wenzangu, sasa ikafika tani yangu ya kunichukua. Then wenzangu akaenda kwa mbele kuchukua selfie, kutuchukua sasa sisi. Then hapo sasa kuna alikuwa watu ametupigia mahesabu hapo.
During the crackdown, a female suspect found that the shop was arrested and is helping investigators probe a complex web of tech-savvy individuals who have been giving residents sleepless nights through muggings.
Uchunguzi umeanza na tunaomba members of public wajitokeze ili waweze kutabua ile vitu yao imeibiwa na tusaidie katika uchunguzi yetu.
He called on victims to come out and identify the phones among the impounded ones.
Naomba wananchi wajitokeze, watoe report wakati kwanza mtu anaponyang'anywa simu yake. Ni muhimu kuripoti, kumeka report, sababu hiyo hata hiyo simu inaweza tumika kwa uhalifu mahali ingine, na bila kuripoti utakuwa kwa shida.
Martini Maslin for Lunchtime News.
And in business, innovations in health technology such as inventory management solutions and medical drone deliveries are some of the reasons why 2/3 of the leading global health tech innovators have identified Kenya as a key market for expansion. Here's Alan Aoko with those details. Elsewhere, goat farming in Homa Bay has seen a significant boost after a local non-governmental organization has distributed an exotic breed that will be used for breeding in efforts to boost milk production. The exotic breeds will mainly target self-help groups for food security and economic empowerment. The non-governmental organization is also sensitizing residents on the benefit of goat milk.
Before we were lacking he-goat for about 2 years, and now we are very happy for the he-goat that was given to us by the foundation of Kwame Otiende. This he-goat is going to improve our life because we are going to get young goats.
Sewa zao tunakunywa, tunauza,
tunabadilisha pesa na kuwa sukari na hali kadhalika. Sasa kitu ambaye tunataka, ikiwa tunaweza kupata mbuzi zingine kabla hizi haijazaa, kama tunaweza kupata mbuzi zingine ili tugawe kwa watu wa group, kila mmoja awe na mbuzi yake.
We had come out with the system of empowering the youths, groups, and even the PWDs, just to empower and support the groups economically or even spiritually.
Very well, time to take another break, but when we come back, we still have more news. Keep it Channel 1.
Kip Coach then coming for home, looking to clinch the gold medal as he breaks the tape. Kenya take gold in the men's marathon with a time of 2:08.44. Kenya, another gold medal, the top ranked African nation at these Rio Olympics. Fayisa Lelesa of Ethiopia would come home to take silver.
I never heard the music so sweet. I repeat.
Wagwan, me brethren, big things are going. Remember, each and every Monday we have to shell down the place with nothing but the best of smooth reggae vibes in your favorite station. You know these things, man.
Alafu kila Tuesday, kata simu tupo side, giving you Kenyan music from the 254.
Napenda life, napenda dema na jidai, ateme vibe.
And of course, you can spice up your Wednesday by enjoying blazing hot hip-hop and R&B jams.
We don't got no label. She said she want bottles.
Vibes and vibes as we go all across Africa, Kenya, Nigeria, Ghana, all the way to Tanzania to give you nothing but the best on Afro Thursday. Make sure you make a date with us each and every single Friday with me, DJ_Lisa Diva,
DJ Colda,
and me, Wanjiko. This is Club One Extra.
Unanifanya nisikie kunongwa. Hadija ai, mani especially ukisonga.
Faith, keep you going. This is the biggest upset for against Zeddy Cho so far. Faith, keep you going. Picks the afterburners. And look at the records. The Olympic record is standing at 3:53.96. It will not be broken, but this is gold medal number 3 for the Republic of Kenya, the second gold medal for Kenya in the 1,500 meters after Nancy Jebet Lagat in 2008 in Beijing. Faith Kipyegon Kiplagat, just can't believe it.
Welcome back. Kenya's first Sharia-compliant bond, Lindsay Sukuk, has worth 3 billion shillings, has begun trading on the unquoted security platforms of the Nairobi Securities Exchange, while advocating for the use of private funds and innovative solutions to support decent housing and ownership. President William Ruto noted that the bond will finance the development of 3,069 affordable homes for the security forces.
Lindsay Sukuk bond, Kenya's first Sharia compliant, is now trading at the Nairobi Securities Exchange. The bond has a coupon of 11.5% and a tenor of 15 years. Speakers at the listing ceremony said its listing underscores the growing demand for ethical and inclusive financial instruments.
Confidence will only be maintained when people see that institutions in those countries are also believers in their stock market.
See, we have made investments in broadening our offerings, developing a wide range of diverse products, working with many partners like the CPF and others, enabling issuers to raise capital and investors to build portfolios.
Unlike conventional financial tools, these instruments are rooted in the principles of shared risk and reward, ensuring that funds are directed towards tangible, productive.
The bond aims to raise funds for the development of affordable housing units. It has been structured in a manner that will provide housing at an average cost of 1.4 million shillings, enabling Kenyans to own homes by paying as little as 7,000 shillings every month over a period of 15 years.
We are launching a product that brings Islamic financing put together by the Nairobi Stock Exchange to facilitate public housing. That is the essence of public partnership, public-private partnership.
It is specifically meant to fund affordable housing for the KDF, for the Kenya Defence Forces. Okay, this is the beginning of a larger phase of other transactions that we'll do under this umbrella.
President Ruto directed the National Treasury, Central Bank of Kenya and Islamic finance stakeholders to expedite the creation of a governance board and implementation of a framework that will regulate and unlock Islamic finance assets. He says 6 state-owned enterprises will be listed on the Nairobi Securities Exchange in coming months. The government is expected to offload shareholding in East African Portland, Nairobi Securities Exchange, Stanbic Holdings and Eveready East Africa through block trading.
So before the close of this year, we will have the first 6 companies where we have stake as government listed here for divestiture so that the public can own what government owns now.
There would be a sale order that National Treasury would have to issue because that's their power. Once they issue it, then the process starts to actually now do the sell down. And that sell down can happen, for example, through the NSC, through what's called a block trade.
Were Mujenga for Lunchtime News.
And the economic landscape of Kenya and the broader region has taken a significant leap forward with the formation of the Association of Special Economic Zones in Kenya. This newly established independent association aims to unify developers, operators, entrepreneurs, investors and service providers in special economic zones to promoting best practices and enhance governance.
The Association of Special Economic Zones in Kenya is expected to complement government efforts to foster a favorable business environment and attract foreign direct investments by collaborating with government agencies. It is also expected to foster participation of special economic zones initiatives and supporting policy enhancements. The Association of Special Economic Zones in Kenya will advocate for global best practices aligned with UN SDGs, promote modern special economic zone practices to boost job creation and skill development. In addition, it is expected to conduct research to inform policies and highlight special economic zones as prime investment hubs to enhance ease of doing business. This will help boost foreign direct investments, generate employment, increase tax revenue, and drive economic growth. David Langat, the board chairman of DL Group of Companies and founding chairperson of ACES, says, in quotes, "With the support of global and regional associations, we are dedicated to bridging policy and regulatory gaps, ensuring that our special economic zones are competitive on the world stage. This is not just about economic zones, it's about creating a prosperous future for Kenya and Africa." End of quote. Trevor Njue for Lunchtime News.
In sports, the national athletics team to the Paris Olympic Games is on a mission to deliver medals for Kenya, having safely landed in France just 2 days before the start of the athletics schedule. The athletics are scheduled at the 2024 Games in Paris starts tomorrow morning with the men's 20-kilometer race walk.
World record holder Faith Kipyegon was among the latest team of 12 Kenyan athletes who arrived at the 2024 Paris Olympic Games. The two-time Olympic gold medalist and team captain traveled to Paris together with 800-meter world champion Mary Moraa, Beatrice Chebet, Timothy Cheruiyot, Brian Komen, Lilian Odira, Bernard Kibet, Vivian Chebet, Reynold Cheruiyot, Margaret Chelimo, Daniel Mateko, and Nicholas Kimeli. The athletics event starts tomorrow with the 20-kilometer race walk and will end on August 11th at Stade de France.
Coming here, we're coming out with a lot of confidence. I noticed the competition is so high, but the training as well was perfectly well. The spirit of the athletes as well in terms of motivation is very well. So we're looking forward to starting the heats. Our main target for the rounds, the semi-finals, into the finals. The main focus now is to reach the finals. For those who are into the final, like 10,000 meters, the main focus now is to deliver medals.
Kipyegon will be seeking to secure her third successive Olympic gold in the women's 1,500 meters, and she will also be seeking her first gold medal in the 5,000 meters. Kenya won a total of 10 medals, 4 gold, 4 silver, and 2 bronze medals in athletics competition at Tokyo 2020.
In terms of motivation, the athletes are highly motivated. The coaches as well are up to the task. So we are here for the games. Let the game begins.
All the action will be live on KBC Channel 1.
And still in France, jumper Samson Oduka is among 14 para-athletes that will represent Kenya at the Paris Paralympic Games scheduled for August 28th to September 8th in the French capital. At the Paris Paralympics, Kenya will be represented in 5 disciplines, namely athletics, cycling, taekwondo, rowing, and powerlifting.
Samson Oduka qualified for the Paris Paralympics following his performance that placed him well in the high-performance ranking at the World Para-Athletics Championship held from 17th to 25th May in Kobe, Japan this year. Oduka, who is making his debut at the Summer Paralympic Games, finished 6th in a personal best jump of 5.73 meters in the event where Nazmi Mohammad from Malaysia won in 6.13 meters. The team leaves on August 7th for the pre-Paralympic camp in Compiègne, that is 79.3 kilometers northeast of the French capital. For the last 1.5 weeks, Oduka has been focused on strength and conditioning under head coach Henry Nzugi, a former 2-time Paralympian at the Njue National Stadium. Oduka has participated in 3 World Championships in 2019 Dubai, 2023 Paris, and in May in Kobe, Japan.
Back home, Kenya Medical Training Colleges, KMTC, have been urged to invest in sports activities even as they pursue academic excellence. Principal Secretary for Public Health and Professional Standards, Mary Muthoni, said this during the ongoing 14th edition of the annual KMTC sports competition in Kisumu, noting that the middle-level medical colleges could equally serve as a breeding ground for various sporting talents. She urged KMTC students to take advantage of the sporting facilities in their respective campuses to develop skills in other sporting disciplines apart from the traditional ball games and athletics. The teaching staff and learners were also urged to take advantage of the annual event as it was important for their physical and mental well-being.
The timing of these sports today is very, very symbolic. As you very well know, that it coincides with the ongoing Olympic Games. And that makes it even more juicier because we need to find also diverse sport that we can mirror in the international arena that the students today can advance later as a talent. So maybe in the coming years, we will have many more sports other than the traditional sports that we have seen, athletics, football, netball, we equally may incorporate many other. And this year's Olympic Games will give us the impotence or equally give us the insights on what we need to look up to as we continue.